Episode 111. In the blink of an eye, 34 goblins lay dead. Meanwhile, a rapid volley of gunfire sounded as Windward Mist had already drawn the first boss over. The 4 players swung their views around to see Windward Rain, her heavy machine gun raised, firing a furious volley into the sky. The trail of smoke and bullets formed a distinct, slanted line connecting her to the first boss, the Goblin Scout, which was being blasted and kept airborne. And that Goblin Scout truly did tumble and roll like it was being barbecued, crashing right toward the 4 of them. Tangru and Bun's invasion were unfazed by the sight. The one who loved to join in the fun, whose name had always been a misnomer as he wasn't much for crowds, let out a surprised cry. Is that recoil control? He didn't shout the words out loud, they just churned inside his mind. But the Goblin Sentry had already tumbled down, landing right in front of them. Zhang Mo Xiao and the other 2 immediately charged in to attack. Love to join the fun hastily threw out a spell, yet he couldn't shake his lingering astonishment. His gaze darted toward Windward Mist several times, suppressing fire, another technical term in the gunner class. Suppressing fire refers to using continuous shots to push a target to a desired position. It's essentially the opposite of aerial fire, which is used to propel oneself away. However, for this maneuver, the launcher doesn't have any particularly outstanding effect, so it never got its own distinct term like aerial cannon. No suppression cannon ever emerged. Compared to the 2 techniques, suppressing recoil is far more difficult than aerial recoil. Everyone can talk the theory of recoil control, but precious few can actually pull it off. This is a move even a pro player might not pull off with complete confidence. Among regular players, it's hailed as a god-tier skill. Landing it just once is enough to brag about for ages. You see, to make a target in mid-air move exactly where you want, your shot has to hit the precise spot. Where exactly is that spot? Just this point alone requires immense practice and real, world experience to build up the judgment needed to make accurate calls. Second, hitting that exact spot while the target is moving through the air is another major challenge. And third, these 2 steps aren't a one and done deal. They have to be repeated over and over. For the average player, it's like a blind cat stumbling upon a dead mouse. They might manage to shift the airborne target a bit, but hitting a specific spot, that's something even many pro players can't pull off. Zhou Zikai, who was poised to become Glory's #1 player, had perfected his recoil control to an art form. In one exhibition match, he ran and fired, juggling his target in the air all the way to its demise. The commentator's shocked cry, "You just shot my dog eyes out!" became an instant classic. At that moment, Love to join the fun only caught the tail end of Windward Smoke's BBQ. But the Goblin Scout was shot down from the sky, landing right in front of them. Was that just a fluke? Using BBQ to pull off recoil control was a clever trick, but it was still a jaw-dropping display of skill. His excitement refused to die down. Every chance he got, he'd swing his camera view over to Windward Rain's position. He had long since noticed Lord Grimm, Soft Mist, and Steamed Bun invasion. Their skill was truly impressive. But Love to join the fun could also tell that Cold Mist and Steamed Bun invasion were both Glory rookies. As for Windward Mist, Love to join the fun hadn't noticed anything particularly special about her. The most difficult thing this girl did the whole way was just keeping a steady rhythm for pulling the mobs. All she really had to do was keep an eye on the DPS over here. It wasn't complicated. But this time, with the suspected recoil control maneuver, Love to join in was utterly dumbfounded. Ye Xiu's assessment of Love's a good show was spot on. This guy was no ordinary player. He wasn't actually a fan of chaos. The person currently using this account was none other than the true leader of tyrannical ambition, the guild master, Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu had already heard Night Frost's report on Lord Grimm, who described him as practically supernatural. After coming to see for himself and spending a few days together, He found this person was indeed extraordinary. But at that moment, Jiang Yu's attention was completely captured by this suspected recoil control maneuver. That's because this is a god-tier move, a true dividing line. Almost everyone who can pull it off is a pro player. Just as Soy Sauce was still obsessing over it, he suddenly heard Lord Grimm speak.
Windward Rain. What were you doing pulling the boss like that?
Recall control. Did you see that?
See what? We're setting a record here. Stop messing around.
That move just shaved a good few seconds off our time.
You're about to drag the boss into the woods. How many seconds would that even buy us?
Windy Rain fell silent.
Don't mess around. Just focus and get the record done cleanly.
She acknowledged. So, it was just this girl acting on her own and getting lucky. Jiang Yu thought to himself, a gunner pulling off a BBQ, yeah, that's the kind of move you'd often just luck into. Of course, what Jiang Yu didn't know was that the very first time he saw Windcom's smoke and Mist's movements and blurted out, "What the hell?" Ye Xiu, in the midst of his own frantic multitasking, had already cranked his APM into overdrive to hammer out a message and send it to So Mucheng.
Don't use recoil control. You'll give yourself away. You dummy.
The recoil control technique is indeed inconvenient to use, precisely because it's so distinctive. Anyone capable of pulling it off immediately narrows down the suspect pool dramatically. From a pro-female launcher's perspective, the answer was practically screaming at you. And then, a pro player coming to farm a dungeon record. A pro from excellent era. Coming to help tyrannical ambition set a new dungeon record, and the one they're beating is Dynasty's. Any one of these rumors getting out could stir up a heap of controversy and trouble. Ye Xiu regretted forgetting to warn Su Mucheng in advance. Oh, then don't. Su Mucheng wasn't ignorant of these things. She simply didn't care. She just wanted to help Ye Xiu break the record more smoothly. For Su Mucheng, this record was the only thing that mattered right now. But Ye Xiu had already noticed that the meddlesome player's viewpoint was now frequently glancing over at Windcom's Mist. He needed to smooth things over. Ye Xiu quickly sent a message to So Mucheng, which led to that brief exchange just now. As for the lines, there was no need to rehearse them beforehand. With their level of rapport, they could just improvise on the spot. With the conversation over, everyone focused on intensifying their DPS on the Goblin Patrol Guard. As for Ye Xiu, he kept a close watch on Love to join the fun's movements, and thankfully, he never saw the guy pay any more attention to Windcom's smoke and rain. That seemed to cover it, Ye Xiu thought to himself, breathing an inward sigh of relief.